ALMSS appointments, just giving anyone an opportunity. Again, those that are prepared or ready that want to test out, you just have to Slack us, myself, Venus, and we'll get you on the next script practice. Anybody have or anybody want to run it through ALMSS for internet leads? Just remember, the goal is, what do we say and what do we ask to get the appointment? That's the whole thing. The goal is always just to get to the appointment. And I know that that's where kind of things get stuck. I've got an agent, they're inquiring about a specific house. It's already in pending status. Trying to switch gears to get them to meet with you to see a different house because you know they're motivated. But they say, no, that's okay. That's okay. I just wanted to know about that one. And then they hang up. So then it goes back to the whole process again. Shooting a video text, creating the value of what you can do for them by offering a needs analysis, a consultation, maybe scratch the surface on the buyer broker agreement, how that's going to impact their home buying experience. You're starting to see commercials. I don't know if you've heard them yet. I've heard some on the radio, well, on the news, NPR, talking about, you know, the dynamics, the landscape is changing if you're a consumer looking to buy. So you're going to start seeing, well, also not to mention all the social posts for any consumers that are either on your mailing list or Housing Wire or Keeping Current Matters. You're going to start seeing a lot of content. So questions should start coming, but for the most part, 95% of them still have no idea what the hell's going on. So really leverage that as an opportunity to demonstrate your authoritative position, your professionalism, educate them, and just keep it high level where you're not trying to give them the whole play-by-play over the phone, especially if you haven't met with them, because they will tune out in about 20 seconds. So you just want to say enough to pique curiosity in hopes that they're going to start asking you questions about that. Give them one or two layups and then go for the close and say, you know, Adriana, those are great questions. I'm happy to have this conversation now, but I think it might be best if we were to set a time, whether at Starbucks, my office, or I'm happy to come to your house, where we can go more in depth and I can share why me? What is the value proposition and the services that I can offer to you? And go for the appointment. High note, drip campaigns, as long as you have them in the status, in the where they are. Key technologies will also probe and ask questions. I'm really liking what I'm seeing on RealScout. I'm getting a lot of engagement. It's prompting a lot of questions and curiosity from me to get the team to figure this out faster, because I'm not sure where they're coming from and what they're responding to. And obviously, the sooner we can figure this out, the better off we're going to be. So make sure you guys have all set yourself up so you can see what your clients are seeing. And if you own a house, go through the What's My Home Worth experience again so you can see what we are sending to your prospects. This morning, and look, feel free to jump in, cut me off. I'm just trying to share what I'm doing myself, unless you guys have obstacles or questions, anything, feel free to stop me. And if I'm going off into a rant, stop me again. But until then, I'm just going to try to create value.
I have a question.
We're, yep.
You said something about when you go into a certain status in FUB, like the I think it was the drip campaign, the one with the videos, starts activating. What status level change does that happen at?
So great question. So when a new lead comes in, it's going to say new lead. And
Hmm.
it stays there until you have an engagement, some sort of interaction, so you know where they are. So if you change it, and let's just say you set an appointment, you change it to set an appointment, and then I think it's appointment met, and then showing homes.
Hmm.
Each status that you put them in will have a separate set of drip campaigns specific to where they are in the process.
Got it. And do we have a
Okay.
playbook of exactly what statuses trigger what? And
Yeah, Monica shared that.
I'll look for it. Is it in Slack?
Yeah, it's in
Okay.
Slack. You'll it should be in the um office news, I would imagine. But
Okay.
it
I'm
was
gonna,
probably 10 days ago, less than 10 days ago, a week to 10 days out.
okay. I'm gonna
All
check for
right.
it.
And so when someone's doing something, right? And you're following up, or if you're busy, it should go into a smart list. And the goal at the end of the day, when you can get back to your desk or on your laptop or phone, wherever, just when you get your head above water, start going through the smart list and pinging them back. As an example, I have Psych, who's on this call, who, if someone does something, she is following up, and the text message is, are you still in the market to buy a home? That's it. And the prospect said, yes. So this morning, this is like just right before I got on this call, I'm telling Psych, here's what we're going to say. I said, terrific. We have the city of Long Beach, minimum 3 bedrooms, price point at 800,000. Is this still the criteria that you're interested in? And here's a list of homes based on that, based on that criteria. And boom. So again, we're confirming that we have the right criteria set up for them, and we're also sending them what is available. I want to keep the momentum moving forward, so I'm sending them a list. And then the follow-up text is, let me know if you want me to revise your criteria or add another city or add another price point. I'll be happy to do that for you. More importantly, if you see a home you like, please let me know and I will connect you with one of our agents. That's it. So that's where we are right now. So then we're going to see what they say, how they respond, and then and so I'm asking Psych to start logging all of these responses that I'm typing up to I want to create a workflow, and then I want to share it with you guys, and you can decide if you want to use that or not, or, like everything, rip off and duplicate, change the tonality, the spin to make it your own. The point, though, is just to really show you um, what the engagements look like, just to continue the conversation. And I want you to see that, we're not asking for the appointments or, getting too salesy. It's just coming from contribution, giving them what they want, or offering what we think they want, but they're too afraid to ask, or we're just taking the initiative and just doing it. And I think when you have that approach, when you don't really expect anything in return and you just come from an abundance mindset, you're going to get people because they feel safe. They're going to start to engage and respond to you. And the goal is to start getting them to ask you more questions. So then that way we can say, amazing questions. Would it make sense if we were to jump on a quick call rather than text back and forth? Permission. If they don't answer me or it goes dark again, like sometimes it does, I just start answering their questions in the text message. And I don't follow up and say, oh, did you get my last text? I want to see if you, I just assume that, nope, they're not ready yet. Back to the drawing board. But the goal is to keep having these conversations. And when you can, you'll realize that it's quality over quantity. Because for psych to go back into the system, look at their RealScout account, make sure that they're getting listings, double check their criteria of what they want versus what we have set up, pulling a new list, sending it to them, that's a good 6 minutes. Times 5, it's a good 45 minutes. But that's what the lead generation truly looks like, though. Psych is a grinder. She wants to cold call. She wants to call these people back. Psych is calling 70 people a day and speaking to 4. And it's taking some rewiring with her because she's such a prospect. All right, man. Mom's gonna pick you up. All right, love you. And so, she wants to call, but the problem is they're not picking up. And so I don't know, Psych, is it hard for you guys? Is it hard for you to kind of go through this approach?
Oh no, it's
Is
okay. With the new approach that I'm doing right now, with the text messaging campaign that I'm doing, I'm just doing the same routine in which I answer their questions, and also I reset the list of their search criteria. Some of them
Yep,
say that they want this. They're being specific now with what they really want, like they want a house that has a bigger lawn, or they want a house near the city, or near this street, or specific street, something with a garage, something that could fit his 3 cars, or something like can fit his semi truck. So yeah,
yep.
I definitely make adjustments to their search. And before, I was doing calls, mostly all calls. Seldom I text them. When I do follow up, I make another follow up through another phone call. But this time, because it seems like the next time I call them, they're no longer picking up. So I was thinking
The,
maybe their interest gone cold again. So I texted. I do the text messaging, so I try a different approach, and
you looking
they're
at?
responding.
Yeah,
They're responding through text. So maybe they were just kind of busy to pick up the call, and some of them prefer to be called in the evening, um, mostly when they're at work. So yeah, they like to be
yeah,
called after 7.
yep, yep. Again, if you get permission, then have the call. But otherwise, just keep the text message
Yep.
going.
Yes. Yes. It's
You're because when they respond, that's what you're looking for. And
yep.
the moment you guys assume that you think they want to talk to you, you lose. It, like you said, it goes to voicemail.
Yes.
They're not ready to have a conversation because they don't want to waste their time or your time. They don't want you to think that you have a hot lead. They don't want to meet with you this weekend. That's why they don't pick up the phone. They don't want you to assume I'm ready to meet with you. They're still collecting the data and processing to figure out if, one, now is the best time, two, qualifying you to see if you are someone that they really want to even work with, team up with, represent them. You know, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that I don't know if that's true. I don't have. I was going to say that that might be a little bit more of a sophisticated consumer, someone who perhaps has gone through the process already. You know, I don't know if that's an accurate assumption because
Yes, I think so. Because some of them have already been with connecting with us like last year. So these are nurture leads. Those that I've connected with recently, these are nurture leads that have connected with us last year and the past few months. So leads that have gone cold for a long time. So I think there were some of them have already even got consultation with Alex for a loan, and then they went cold after that consultation. So yeah,
okay,
it's re-nurturing them. It's a matter of getting them nurtured back again.
yeah. So look, yeah. So if they've gone through a qualification with whether it's Alex or a lender, and the notes specifically state that, then right now would be the time to shoot a video and send it to them about like look up the date when they got qualified or when you discovered they got qualified. So if it's 6 months ago, I would do a quick chat GPT or Google search. Where were interest rates to purchase a home, $800,000 home, with you know, if you know their parameter, like how much down payment they had with 3.5% down, what was the payments at? And then I'm going to ask chat the same question, and what are the payments today? I'm doing a little due diligence to get quality data that I really believe would be a benefit to them. And then I'm going to shoot a quick video and I'm going to send it to them.
If I could just
With the
jump in, Scott, real quick. Um,
Yeah,
what has been working for me completely on every level is just the video text and the follow up consistently on, putting it on my system. Would, I got one client that wanted to continue to go get pre-approved with Chase. And, let the time go, let the time go. And then now I finally got him to where it's like, okay, he has not gone to Chase. So I told him, I said, are you open to, just running some hypothetical numbers with my lender? We can, do it over the phone or in person and, generate with that. And then you can go ahead and if you like the numbers or if you want to also keep that as well, you can go to Chase and then we can compare and you can see what's best for you. So finally he opened that up, but it's been going on for a long time as well. But it's just the consistency of having the conversation with them over and over and sending my videos, just videos. I just continue to send that. Another one as well, since last year of July 2023, we now found out he's in pre-foreclosure with a 2-acre property. We had a meeting, over the phone with Kimberly, and we just guided him to see where he's going to be. And then with that, it came about where if I cannot get this, to come out of pre-foreclosure, are you open to selling my property in Central California? And this has just been on an aspect of sending him videos and keeping in,
yeah,
he's like, thank you for keeping me on your list. I really appreciate your follow-up. It's just that constant
yeah.
follow up, being in there, just, and not even about, he
And
wanted a
that
commercial property
that's
at first.
yep.
Go ahead.
No. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the same thing over and over again. So, and we want to continue to hammer this home so you don't think that prospecting. And look, if you're a prospect and you're a caller and you're getting results, keep doing it. Keep doing it. I'm just sharing a way. I've never cold called and I've never door knocked. So I'm just showing you another way to get this to get the same results. And honestly, I don't like to get on the phone with people unless we're making decisions. I would rather
Scott.
be more passive and just send them things.
But I think what you're sharing is also to enhance the door knocker and the cold caller as well, because once they get into your system, now you apply all these tools that you're sharing in order to convert the people that you met face to face. So I think
Good point.
that's where the next level in somebody's business comes, adapting the old school with the new school Like I feel like that's where I am. I still love the old school stuff, meeting in person, face to face, cold calling, but I love the leverage of posting videos, drip campaigns. Like I love that part of it as well.
Yeah, that's a great. I'm glad you kind of caught that because he's right. So when people say, "Oh, I'm a door knocker, I'm a cold caller," and I usually say, "And how's that working out for you?" And they go, "Well, and it's not predictable. It's hard." And what Dennis is saying, they're not getting the results typically that they want. It's because they don't have a lead follow-up program, right? They usually just write it in the journal and then door knock it again next month. But that's only 2 hits in 60 days. Where if you're comfortable and you can get their email and phone number, like you got to have a script for that, and then you can get them into your ecosystem and then pick up exactly what we're talking about right now.
I believe that getting the lead, however you get it, whether it's door knocking, whatever your niche is, the quality of what you do after with the lead is what's gonna create the relationship. So you can have leads and leads and leads and be a door knocker and be a cold caller, but the aspect of what you do with those leads afterwards is what's gonna matter. How you put it in place, how you nurture it, what you do with it, how does it become, what you do after a certain step. If after 3 months, what do you do after that? It's again putting it in a situation. What I always put myself is, how would I like to be treated if I'm being on the other side? What would I like to receive? How would I like to be approached? Well, I mean, all of these things just come from an aspect of how I would like to be serviced. And the way that I would like to be serviced is constant communication. That's me. Some people, like you said, like it, and some people don't like the call. A lot of mine are just via text and videos. A lot of them do jump on the phone. A lot of them just via email. Finding out exactly what their communication niche is where I go based off of. But what to do with your leads after you create them and after you have them in your system, it's huge, because that's what's going to create the flow and the relationship.
It's on their terms. They can watch it, read it, review it on their terms. That's motivation when they do it. And it's meeting them where they're at in their timeline. They're not ready to always share that with us. But if you send them the content and you log into FUB and you see when they watch it, if they don't watch it, no big deal. On to the next. The system's still dripping on them. We don't get butt hurt. We just keep moving. And that's why it's so important to keep adding names to the database. You in some way, shape, or form, when I do a 135 with any of you or anybody, the goal is usually to add somewhere around 3 to 4 contacts a day. Which would be 15 to 20 a week, 80 a month. Because it's going to be about 3 to 4% of them are actually going to do something. 95% of the people in your database are not going to buy or sell. 95%. So who are these 5%ers or less? I don't know. That's why we run the full play through automation to help sift through the noise to find the 5%. And knowing that will help you not get discouraged or feel like we did or didn't say something that turned them off. and then we get frustrated and we're, we don't feel like doing it again today. And then the noise between the ears seeps in, and then the mindset starts to drift, which is a whole nother conversation. So 3 to 4 people, that's really the lead gen. That's probably the hard part. What we're talking about, the way this call started out, was lead follow-up. Zillow, I can talk shop. If we were to convert, did you guys, I don't know if you anyone saw that, Inman News or probably not Redfin, but Inman News, some sort of news source this week said Zillow has a new CEO. And he said, the goal is we dominate prospect inquiries. We are getting so many inquiries, and if we can convert 5% of them, we're going to be great. We're going to be in good. Our goal is to help the consumer and convert 5% of all of our inquiries into home ownership. Buyers, 5%. So when you know that, again, it goes to the point where where they say 95% of the consumers they are not going to buy or sell a house. They're just interested. They're curious. The same reasons why you probably got into the industry, because you like to look at houses. Same thing. That's why when Ray or social media people, agents are doing home tours, they're curious. That's window shopping. They like to see what Bigsby gets you for $1 million or North Long Beach gets you for 700. That's why it works, and the algorithm picks them up. People are curious to see what it looks like. And that's actually raised numbers. 5%, which is pretty high, is what their conversion is. So so I mean, the data is really there. It's very supportive in what we're doing. So again, it's just continually creating the value and delivering it in a consistent manner. Go back to your nurtures, the people that have ghosted you, that at some point, whether you met them at an open house, send them a simple text message. Don't overthink it. Are you still in the market to buy a house? Let's just see what they say. Yes, terrific. Remind me again. If you don't know what city or what price point, all you're doing is you're LP momming them. If they say yes, terrific. I'd love to help. Remind me again, what city were you looking in and what price range were you comfortable with? If they answer it, set them up into RealScout. If they don't, we just keep going and we do that to the next person. See, this is all behind the scenes stuff. This is my sweet spot. Again, I don't want to talk to people. Because I can get through 10 people in an hour. Whack, 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 bam, 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 bam. I feel accomplished. I feel like the hooks are in the water. I'm ready to catch a fish. Some days I will, some days I won't. But at least I know I dropped the line.
And Scott, all you text is, hey, were you still looking to buy a home?
Are you still in the market to purchase a home?
Are you still in the market to purchase a home? Okay, thank you.
And yeah, keep it very simple. And when, this was last night, Psych sent that out yesterday and they said yes. And then that's it. All right, terrific. Someone's nibbling on the hook. This is, and I just typed it out for Psych on what to say. So I'll be curious, Psych, maybe on Monday if they comment back or when you, confirm.
What if they say they put it on hold?
If they answer me, I'm asking a question right back. You want to keep the conversation going. My go-to is and this works with everything. Prospect last night canceled on me for my 3:30 at the office. Got something, kids can't get it. I understand. So your go-to is, I understand. Period. Just curious, what makes you want to put the process on hold? The appointment that canceled on me, I understand. I have an opening on Monday at 10 a.m. or Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Do either of those work for you? Reply, I'll take Monday at 10 o'clock. Terrific. I'm updating your calendar invite. I look forward to seeing you at Monday at 10 o'clock. Heart emoji is his response. That's exactly how it went down. So I understand is a good, empathetic response. I get it. It happens all the time. That's completely normal. That's what I'm thinking, and hopefully that's what translates through. I understand. When would you, or I have this, go in for the next appointment, or ask Stacy, is there something that had occurred that makes you want to put the process on hold? See, the goal is to, to provide value and empathy to get them to open up. Otherwise, you don't know where to pick up where they left off. And if they don't want to engage, I just chalk it up as they're just not that motivated yet. And then they go right back into the rotation.
Scott, can I say something really quick?
Mm-hmm.
So for the clients that I have right now for that condo, I met them 2 years ago and I would just message them here and there. It wouldn't even be like every month, but every so often. And at a point I was like, oh, you know what? They ghosted me. Like, it's fine, it happens. And then probably like a year later is when they reached out to me. But because I was consistent that first year, they were gathering everything they needed or they thought they needed to end up listing their home. So I guess it's just staying on top of mind. And even if they don't respond, I would still send something, even if it's just a checkup message.
1000%. That see what Valerie's thought process was? They ghosted me, not interested. She stopped following up with them, but fortunately she did a really good job in year one. Year two, it sounds like maybe it was not as frequent as year one, but did a couple touches here and there, and then they got the call, and now she's got her sign in the ground, and she's doing open houses this weekend. That's exactly what it looks like. So, so all we're doing is being purposeful with that same process, and we're just doing more touches. That's exactly how it typically works out. All we're doing is we're just turning it up and doing more of it. 2 more people. Valerie, you have other people that you met 2 years ago that you may not have them in your system now, and so they're lost. But if you have those people, you guys, I know you guys are all starting to see how this system, it's very simple, it's very basic. So simple, but yet hard to do. So simple, but hard to do because but that is the lead gen piece of it though. So when you sit at your desk and you're wondering, what should I do and how should I follow up? This is it. You can go and start pounding the phones if you want, and like psych, call 75 people and talk to 2. So the other 68, they don't even check voicemails. Just text, video, text, boom, 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 boom. Done.
I love how I get alerts. Like I just got one right now and it said your lead Lynn returned to view listings after 47 days. So it's like this girl keeps on going into a state for me in my state of mind of like, she ghosted me, forget it, this lady, and then this will pop up and I'm like, oh damn, she's still in it, you know? It's great.
Yeah. See, life happens. Just like you. It's nothing we do. That's why you can see this, that it's just on their terms when they're ready. It's, are you in the right place at the right time? When you've loved on them enough and created enough value, there is a high probability you will get that call. No one else is doing that. No one. So when the pipeline is cold, or when you're in launch coaching, or we're working one-on-one, and we ask, how's the pipeline? How many people are you working with? When you tell me 2 or 3, and the goal is to get to 8, now you know what you should go and do to get the B's to the A's, the C's to the B's. And then you got to fill in more C's, which goes on to the people that you've never even spoke to, or that you got their information at an open house 4 months ago. You got to start shooting them videos, sending them, inviting them to you got to get them into the system. And then we need them to start clicking on some things. And this is how you build the pipeline up. And if you don't have any cold leads or nurtures, you got to get out there. It's either cold calling, door knocking, open houses, internet leads, get in Circle Flex, Zillow, whatever you got to do. The goal should be, the hard, heavy lift is 3 to 4 people a day into the system. All this lead follow-up is the easy part, because it's the same thing over and 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 over again. Nothing changes. So when you get it down, it's very simple. It's just the discipline to do it. Don't overthink it. Any questions? Gary Keller Williams people, former KW. Just remember this. Gary Keller would always say, you are not a realtor. You are in the lead generation business. Without a lead, you are not in business, period. Gary would say this is the hardest part about what we do as realtors. This is the prospecting part, adding 3 to 4 people to the database. That's it. Gary said if you were to set 2 appointments every day, you would have more opportunities than you would know what to do with. And that's why he says from 8 to 11 or 8 to 12 o'clock, you are focused on lead generation and lead follow-up. Because when 12 o'clock hits, it's chaos. Phone calls, emails, appraisal shortfalls, disclosures, negotiating for requests for repairs, showing properties, finding properties to show, calling the agents to set up the appointments. It's the whirlwind of the business. So when that happens, there is no way you're going to start prospecting and doing lead follow-up. Gary says it's not because that 8 to 11 is when people pick up the phone or will engage or respond. It's because that's when you have the most energy to do the most important piece of what we do. And the schedule, the mornings are genuinely a little bit more quiet, less distractions. That's why they say build a bunker in the morning to protect yourself, meaning maybe your phone is on the other side of the room or you're turning it off so you're not getting distracted with social media, notification pop-ups. You're just focused in on Follow Up Boss and RealScout and going through your lists. That's building a bunker. That's being purposeful and protecting your time. One appointment a day would be, we would be talking about how to scale your team, how to get a showing assistant. All right. Any tidbits, ahas, questions, success stories?
Let's say like you are setting appointments and they're all canceling. Is it kind of just also boom, that's just a numbers game. You got to have like 10 cancel on you so that one does transact fully or something. Or at that point, should I just be checking what lead lists I'm calling?
I mean, cancellation is high. You know, I think if I were to just give you the national average from Zillow, you know, show rate, help me out here, Dennis or Rich. What was it? I think we're shooting for 58%. Appointment set should be 67%. Show rate should be somewhere close to 60%, 57%. If everyone's canceling, then I would question, are we driving for the appointment too early? Meaning there's not enough value. Other things though, Stace,
Mm-hmm.
when you set the appointment, are you sending them a Follow-Up Boss calendar invite?
Yeah, and then it also when
High,
you do that, it also sends them an automatic text the day of too.
yes. High note
Yeah.
too of, you know, high note with a little intro video. Hi, I'm Stacy. I'm the agent you're going to be meeting with. You know, just want to put a face to the name. So when we meet at the property, you know who I am. You know, in this high note, I've got all of, you know, a lot of propaganda about myself, the home buying
Gotcha.
experience.
I
Hopefully
guess
it'll
because
answer
I'm
a lot of your questions.
Gotcha. I guess because I'm calling Pedro's pipeline, I'm not making it personalized to me. So we're just setting appointments with like the lenders. And
You cut out.
oh, gotcha.
Stacy muted.
With it's because I'm going through Pedro's pipeline, so I don't want to personalize it too much to me. And right now we're setting the appointments with the lender directly. Like and when we do a live transfer, it works. But if we're calling them and then we set the appointment for later in the evening when they're free, that's when they don't answer.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the flow. I don't want to tell you otherwise because he's clearly what works for him. It's working for him. So, you know, but
Just
typically, when people don't meet for the appointment, there's not enough value created for them to meet with you yet.
okay.
But cancellations will happen. And as long as you've given them enough collateral and touches between now and the appointment, some will, some won't. So what? Who cares? Who's next? It's going to happen.
Okay.
So you're doing a two-touch stance. You're calling them right now, and then you're saying, "Oh, okay, when you have more time, so I'll call you tonight at 6 o'clock, and we'll pick up this conversation where we left off." And then you call them at 6 o'clock, and then they're not answering.
Yeah.
Got it. No. Maybe shoot them a video. Are you shooting a video after?
No, Maybe I'll shoot a video.
You know, Hey, Stacy, it's Scott. We just got off the phone. Really, I know I caught you at a bad time, but I'm excited to jump on a call at 6 o'clock tonight. Below is my high note. It's going to probably answer a lot of questions before we jump on that call, but I'm looking forward to the next steps. Let me know if you have any questions. And then again, if they open my high note, again, that's to me, okay, they did something. I saw it. They're looking at it. They're reviewing it. There's some motivation there. If they don't, I think it's a sign.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And Scott, wouldn't you want to like dangle the carrot a little bit, leave them intrigued so that they want to hop on and like find out something that you're going to tell them? Just don't give too much information over the phone so that they're like have all their answers, but leave them excited a little bit to get on the phone with you later.
Yeah. Do you have an example or something specifically?
I honestly just make things up and I'll figure it out later what I'm going to tell them. Like I always call people and I'm like, I found this really great house that I think you might be interested in. Give me a call. I'd love to share it with you. And I have no idea what that house is, but I'll find one.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So get them
You know,
like Stacy, you're trying to connect them with a lender. I would be like, I just heard about this really great loan product and rates came down. Let me give you a, or let's set up a time to talk so we can go over that.
Yeah, I'm trying that. It's just usually like crickets, no response. So I've even tried sending them like flyers of the lenders, but maybe it's just they're just busy or something. Because when they do answer, I'll ask them like their concerns or why they stopped moving forward, and then they'll reopen the process. And then when I go to call them, that's when they just stop. Some answer, some just don't. But that's a good
yeah.
idea to
So
just like, hey, here's a home I have a home I saw. Because maybe there's like not a lot of home motivation because they're not seeing the homes in the process. So maybe just sending them homes or something like how you said.
yeah, if I'm just modeling this out in my head, that works when you've already either met or you've been looking at properties together. It probably won't work if you're trying to prospect for someone that you've never met or helped yet.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That could be why they didn't
So
answer.
so like another one, like what Rachel's saying is if you're on Long Beach Caravan or you're at Broker Preview, whatever, or showing another client a house, I like to just start to take B-roll. I'll just snap some pictures of kitchens or a building or something that translates well in photographs well. And then if I have my prospects, when I'm going back to lead gen and I'm sitting at my desk, I'm doing lead follow-up, and the open house lead that I met 3 weeks ago, we went the following day, nothing happened. He hasn't really engaged with me. Then I'll say, hey, Rachel, just I was out previewing properties, or hey, I was showing another client this condo and I thought of you, and I send the picture. So exactly what Rachel is saying, what she'll do is just get some sort of excitement or making them think like, we're thinking about you. And would you like to see this? Or I thought about you. It's an open-ended question. And the
Okay.
response 9 times out of 10 is, oh, where is it?
Okay.
Like Rachel, it could be in the wrong neighborhood. I don't care. I'm just trying to get a pulse on them to see if there's to see if there's a pulse on them. And then I'll just, we'll pick it up from there.
Okay. Thank you guys for the tips.
Yep. Okay. Very simple, hard to do. All right. Terrific. Anyone have any closing thoughts? Hopefully that gives you kind of like a visual of what the lead follow-up looks like. All right. All right. Good luck this weekend. Rates are down.
Thanks,
Thank
Scott.
you.
Applications are up.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Scott.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good
Thank you.
weekend.
Yep. Great weekend.